Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The 6th International Middle East and North Africa Toxicology Conference reviews research and experience in the field of clinical toxicology. The Sultanate's inflation increases by 2% in January 2017. And bomb blasts and suicide bombing kill 13 in Iraq. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. In order to enhance efforts being exerted to improve and upgrade the level of health services, the Sultanate hosted for the second consecutive year the activities of the 6th International Middle East and North Africa Toxicology Conference, organized by the Sohar Hospital in collaboration with Oman Society of Emergency Medicine. Around 200 participants representing more than 11 countries are taking part in the event. It discusses in 3 days international research and experience in the field of clinical toxicology. His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed As-Saidi, Minister of Health, said that the conference is of great importance as toxicology and emergency medicine are new sciences, especially in the region. He added that health workers should be trained to deal with various sources of poisoning. The conference focuses on exchanging expertise through presenting work papers in the field of clinical toxicology. The participants seek to come up with joint scientific views that contribute to facing all types of poisons and chemical radiations. The Public Establishment for Industrial Estates signed a Memorandum of Understanding with National Training Fund concerned with facilitating the employment of full-time trainees after successfully ending a training program. The fund will finance the project after distributing trainees to companies working in the field of manufacturing and various commercial activities in the industrial estates and various governorates of the Sultanate. A car bomb parked in the Islam district of southern Baghdad blew up, killing 9 people and wounding 35. The bomb exploded as people were shopping in the area. It left the surrounding buildings and stories severely damaged. Earlier, a man blew himself up inside a restaurant at lunchtime in eastern Mosul, killing at least 4 people and wounding 15. Another suicide car bomb killed a soldier and wounded 4 others in the eastern city of the city, which the US-backed Iraqi forces took from the Daesh group last month. The Daesh group, which still controls significant parts of Iraq and Syria, claimed the attacks. The Syrian government is gradually restoring the basic infrastructure in Aleppo. A train service has started operating inside the city. The airport is scheduled to open soon, and bulldozers are clearing streets of barricades and other debris. But any comprehensive redevelopment program for either Aleppo or its industrial base is unthinkable for now, with war still raging nearby, and when the scale of destruction across swaths of the city is immense. For the government, whose capture of Aleppo in December was the biggest victory of the war so far, resurrecting the city is not only important for symbolic reasons, but because of its status as Syria's economic heart. Before the war, it had 1/3 of Syria's industrial companies and workers. All of Aleppo's 65,000 factories suffered some form of damage or looting. US President Donald Trump said he might give his refugee and immigration travel ban a second try, either as a revision or as a new order, as he contends with an appeal court ruling that prevents the ban from being enforced. Trump said he expected to win the legal battle over his original directive, even though opinions were being considered by the White House. The White House directive had suspended the nation's refugee program and barred all entry for 7 Muslim-majority countries. A White House official initially suggested the administration would not ask the Supreme Court to overturn that order. A powerful nighttime earthquake in the southern Philippines killed at least 6 people. It injured more than 126 others. Filipino officials said today the earthquake with a magnitude of 6.5 shook the southern region last night. It damaged some buildings and walls, knocking out power and sending hundreds of residents fleeing to safety. Officials said nearly 100 aftershocks had been felt, adding that schools were being reopened as evacuation centers for residents, wary of returning to their damaged homes. Renato Solidum of the Filipino Institute of Seismology and Volcanology said the quake was centered around 14 kilometers northwest of the provincial capital at a relatively shallow depth of 11 kilometers. Still to come in our news bulletin. Two Omani youngsters are amassing feathers to their hat in go-kart races. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The activities of the Omani Media Day continue in the Lithuanian capital Vilnius. They include some lectures and presentations on various aspects of Omani life, such as a lecture on frankincense. The activities also included some playing of Omani music pieces and organizing an exhibition on calligraphy. The days attracted many visitors who got acquainted with Omani culture and civilization. The Sultanate's inflation registered an increase of 2% in January, compared with January 2016, according to the latest data published by the National Center for Statistics and Information about standard figures of consumer prices. At the governorate level, the governorate of North Batana witnessed the highest inflation of 2.3%. National Ferries Company carried during last January 19,771 travelers in its cruises. The monthly statistic issued by the company mentioned that the number of vehicles which shipped reached 4,783 vehicles. The company is prepared during the coming period to inaugurate cargo and shipping vehicles to Qassam and Bandar Abbas in Iran. The number of commercial agencies which presented in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Sanad Services offices, and Invest Easy portal reached 2,974 transactions during last year. The ministry pointed that services recorded were registration, renew, amend, and cancellation of commercial agencies, in addition to correct data, inform agency, and to whom concern certificates. Two Omani young budding talents who have immense control on the steering wheel of go-karts spread their presence internationally. Recently, the brothers visited the studio of the Public Authority for Radio and Television, and here is a report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rabai.
Two young brothers, Mohammed and Shihab, sons of Ahmed bin Salim Al-Habsi, who have entered in the world of go-kart race with an ambition to get in the Formula One race in the future. The two visited us here at the news center of the Public Authority for Radio and Television, where we seized the opportunity to talk to them. The Habsi brothers started practicing these sports at the Oman Automobile Association, supervised by Hamad Al-Wahabi, followed by the support of the Ministry of Sports Affairs. The youngest, Mohammed, began practicing this hobby when he was 8 years. He is now 11, and last week he won 2 rounds of Rotax Max Challenge round 8 and 9, and currently he is leading the championship, while last year he won Micromax Championship. Both these competitions were held in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Throughout these years, he won a total of 35 out of 68 at the Sultanate and GCC levels.
My name is Mohammed Al-Habsi. I'm 11 years old, and last week I won in Emirates, and in the in the heat and pre-final I had problems, and in the final I won finally.
Shihab, who is the championship of the Middle East in KF Junior competition held in Bahrain, and he has overwhelmed by Oplet Championship and won Mini-Max Championship in the United Arab Emirates, followed by X30 Junior Championship in Ras Al Khaimah. Throughout these years, he won a total of 46 podiums out of 88 races. Lately, Shihab got contract from Parolin Company in Italy to participate in all 2017 season in Italy, Europe and World Championships. It's worth mentioning that last week he was in Italy for the WSK Championship, where he finished 16 out of 60 best world drivers in the weight track races of 5 centimeter rainwater and temperature of 3 centigrade, which was his first experience to be in such tough weather condition.
I'm 13 years old. I am grade 8. I'm preparing to be a professional racing driver for karting, but my point is to be a Formula 1 racing driver. And I have just arrived from Italy. There was a race, a big European race, but it was a very tough race also. And I'm happy to do this hobby. And I trained from my father before, and the captain Hamad El-Wahaibi, and a special training also. And I'm loving to be doing this hobby.
Both the brothers, who have managed to keep their studies and this hobby together, are very well supported by their parents and the management of Ahmed bin Majid Private School. These youngsters are role models for working towards achieving intended goals. We wish them the very best in their future endeavors.
This is my younger brother. We love to make this hobby, and we love it. Yeah.
Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Within the framework of support provided by the government to various local and foreign establishments in the Sultanate, Octal Company concluded the third phase of its expansion plan. The Octal is one of the pioneering companies in the field of manufacturing industries in the Sultanate. It exports its polyethylene products to Europe, Africa and South America. It is considered the biggest producer of polyethylene sheets in the world, and it offers many job opportunities for Omani youths. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds over the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The 6th International Middle East and North Africa Toxicology Conference reviews research and experience in the field of clinical toxicology. The Sultanate's inflation increases by 2% in January 2017. And bomb blast and suicide bombing kill 13 in Iraq. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, it's good night.